So a lot of times the HR professional will say the business owner doesn't want to make a change because it's their company and they want to do things their way. And then I always say, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to talk to a business owner. So the number one thing you have to know when you're talking to a business owner, and my question is to you, what are business owners in business to do?
Right.
Make money. And everyone would say, well, make money. Absolutely. And thank goodness for it. So make sure, number one, when you're talking to a business owner, you talk to them from a financial point of view. Now, everyone on the podcast, make sure you have your pen and paper handy and write these down. The number one thing is finances. When you're talking to a business owner, it doesn't matter whether you want to hire someone, terminate someone, you want to get new equipment, if it's employee morale, whatever it is, you want to talk to them from a financial point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, when you're talking to a business owner, you shouldn't do a whole lot of talking. You should do a whole lot of proving in writing what you're saying. Make sure you do your due diligence before you go into their office and you have all of the proof. So if you want to get new equipment, make sure you went out to a couple of different companies and you price things out. If you want to let go of an employee, let's say they're not doing a good job, make sure you can prove in writing how they're costing the company. If you want to hire someone, make sure you could prove in writing how it is a sound financial decision, how the money's coming into the company so you can afford to hire someone. Prove everything in writing. Number three, make sure that when you give the business owner a suggestion, make sure you are willing to do the work. Whatever that suggestion is, hey, I'm going to suggest we do this. Make sure you're willing to do the work, because if you're not, if the business owner says, yeah, go for it, Chuck, why don't you do that? And Chuck says, what? I don't have time to do that. Well, guess what? It may not happen.
Right.
And so you're going to lay these three out, right? So you're going to start off with going to the business owner. You're going to explain, for example, how this has a financial consequence to the company. You're going to show it in writing. And then you're going to say, hey, my suggestion is, then you're going to lay out your suggestion. And then finally, you're going to do this. After you have shown them what it's going to cost or how it's going to save the company, and you put it in writing, maybe there's a legality to it.
Right.
And
It
then
could be a legal liability. It could be something
right.
that's going to get them in trouble. They need to stop doing, maybe not start doing.
And if it is, have that in writing. The last thing you want to do is say to a business owner, you need to stop doing that, or you're not supposed to do that. What you're going to show the business owner in writing how there have been lawsuits, how companies have lost a significant amount of money because of this situation. You're going to show them in writing. And then you're going to calmly look them in the eye. And you're going to say, so what do you think? Now, not what do you think we should do, because you already told them what you should do. You're just going to say, what do you think? Meaning, what do you think about all of this information? The finances, the financial consequences, the fact that I'll do all of the work. What do you think? And then you're going to do a technique I call the zip and stare. You're going to zip your lips and you're going to stare at them and you're going to wait for them to answer you. And it's a powerful technique to just wait, because if you don't, a lot of times this is what we do. We look at them and we say, because if we don't do this thing is going to happen and the company's going to be in trouble, blah, blah. And before you know it, you frustrate the business owner. And when you frustrate business owners, they like to go back to what they were always doing. Now that's a technique, and you have to practice that, folks. It can feel intimidating to look at your boss and just go silent. Now, you're not doing this, because one time I said that and the guy was like, well, are you trying to intimidate them? You're not doing this to your boss, you're doing this.
Right.
Body language, watch the difference between, and like, what do you think, buddy?
You
Because
play
it's
that
on
off
you,
so well. That's awesome.
right? So yeah, and if you want to know more about that, come to one of my classes.